Hello, Gordon here. Hope all is well with you. And this Facebook Live I've called Referee. Oh, you can call me Sir. Because it's Six Nations Rugby weekend this weekend. Six Nations Rugby has kicked off, which I speak about a lot if you followed me for any length of time. So there's 6 games this weekend. 3 games in the men's tournament, 3 games in the women's tournament, and in this video I'm talking about the referees because it's a point I've made before. I will be making it again, and I'm making it today, and it's something that I see every year and get a little bit annoyed about it every year, and I tend to make the point every year, to be honest. And it ties in with a self-improvement personal development point, which you can find out more about in my Transform Your Life Now program over at transformyourlifenow.com. So yes, the referees in rugby are mic'd up. They have a microphone, so you can hear what the referee is saying. The viewer can hear what the referee is saying for the whole game. Now, the TV directors have the opportunity of turning that mic up volume or down volume. I don't think they've got the opportunity of turning it off particularly. But the coaches can hear what the ref is saying, the commentators can hear what the ref is saying, and the viewer can hear what the ref is saying. And that means a few things. But let's talk about the title of the video. Oh, referee! Oh, you can call me Sir. Because I noticed something in 2 of the men's games this weekend. I heard things on the referee's mic that made me smile and brought this point back into play again. So let's deal with, oh, you can call me Sir. One of the referees, a Frenchman called Jerome Garces, and he was reffing the match between Ireland and England in Dublin. And on the ref's mic, I heard one of the English players saying, "Oh, sorry, sir, I was just getting a little bit overexcited." And then the referee said, "It's Jerome on a Sunday." Okay. The English player was saying, sorry, sir, I was getting a little bit overexcited. And the referee said, "It's Jerome on Sunday." Now, what had clearly happened, or I imagine had happened, I'm pretty sure this is what happened, is that in rugby union, strictly speaking, it's only supposed to be the captain that speaks to the ref. But what the ref allows is that during play, if a player thinks that their opponent is infringing the law, he will say, ref, or sir. Because if you do talk to the ref, you will call them ref, preferably you'll call them sir in rugby. So you hear it all the time. Players, ref, or sir, yes sir. And what had clearly happened is this player, which happened to be Kyle Sinclair playing for England, had called the referee Jerome. And whatever happens on a pitch, can you imagine this in football, which is the point I make? In rugby, if you call the referee by his first name, he will do something about it. So you could hear him on the ref's mic saying, he obviously said, "Don't call me Jerome" on the pitch. And the English player said, "Sorry sir, I got a little bit overexcited." And Jerome had said, "It's Jerome on Sunday," which means that off the pitch, yeah, you know, of course I'm just like anyone else, call me Jerome, that's my name. But on the pitch, you won't call me Jerome. It's not a first name terms situation. And that is to do with respect and discipline and the way it's done. And that is helped by the fact that the referees are mic'd up, because everyone can hear it. I could hear it. So let's look at another ref in another one of the games. Referee is Luke Pearce from England, and it was his Six Nations debut. It was his first game in charge of a Six Nations game, so a big occasion for him. And he was reffing the Scotland-Italy game. And I could hear a player on the ground in one of the rucks saying, "Ref, calling for a foul. Ref. And Luke was saying, "No. Referee, no. Referee, no." And the player said, "Why not?" Now, you can't get away with that. the referee will do something about that as well. So then when the play went on a couple of plays and the ball had gone into touch, during the line-up, you could hear Luke Pearce talking to the player and saying to him, I don't mind hearing your voice, but you can't talk to me like that. And the player said, yes, sir. And as the referee turned around, you could see that they were both smiling and they'd both accepted it. So what does that show? It shows talking about integrity, discipline, respect, and the way things are done. And that's the way it is in rugby union. And in rugby union, if the referee starts to have a problem with players, he will stop the game, call the captain over and say to him, right, if that player carries on doing it, he will be off the pitch. Go and have a word. The captain says, yes, sir, turns around and walks away and talks to the player. So then if the player does it again, the referee will pull out his yellow card and send him to the sin bin. Now, all the viewers know that's going to happen because I've heard it. The commentators know it's going to happen because they've heard it. And they will say, well, the referee gave him a warning, so for him to carry on doing it is stupid. I love this in rugby. You see it, I see it every year in the Six Nations. Now, in football, oh blimey, talk about arguing with the ref. There's intimidating, in bullying, trying to con the ref. Now, I'm not saying that players don't try and con the ref in rugby, they do. But in football, there's this bullying. Any decision, almost every decision, for a whole 90 minutes game in football, the whole team will surround and try and intimidate the referee. The manager is yelling down the ear of the fourth official, although quite what that's going to achieve, I don't know. It's nasty. It's nasty. It's ugly. And there's no need for it. Because when you see youth football or kiddies football, what do you think they're doing? They're shouting and snarling at the referee because they've seen people do it at every level in football. And here's the question about the self-improvement and goal achievement point. If it works in rugby, and I love the way it works in rugby, and it's demonstrably true because we can hear it through the television screens, why can't they do it in football? The main reason why they can't do it in football, or more specifically, why they won't do it in football, two reasons I can think of. The first reason is you get some shockingly bad language in football players. They call it industrial language on the pitch, okay? And you do hear that over the referees' mics in rugby, and the commentators have to apologise. So it would take a bit of time, and you'd hear a lot of bad language before it started to calm down in football. And I think FIFA just can't be bothered with dealing with that. The second reason they don't do it is because there would be a lot more disciplinary action taken, a lot more yellow cards and a lot more red cards if they tried to do in football what they do in rugby. And that's a choice that they're making. I think they could do it. It works so well in rugby. I wish they'd do it in football. It happens every year, and it's already happened. It's the first weekend, 2 games in the men's tournament. I saw a clear example of it, so I'm already making a point about it. Now you get it in the women's game as well. The women's referees are mic'd up in the women's tournament, and you can hear this same thing. The referees talking to the players, the referee calling the captain over. Normally the referees in the women's Six Nation are women refs. For some reason, one of the games yesterday had a male ref, which there's nothing wrong with it being a male ref, but why there can't be a women ref in all of the games? In the game it was last night's game between France and Wales, it was a male referee, and one of the line judges, there's some banging on the wall going on there. Can you hear the banging coming through the video? One of the line judges was called Sarah Cox, and she's a well-established and well-respected referee. Why she wasn't reffing, I don't know. There must be a reason. But anyway, And here's something else I wondered. In the male game, they call the referee sir. They call the male ref sir. I don't think... What do they call the women refs in the women's game? They certainly don't call her miss. And they don't call her ma'am. I think ref. I think just simply ref is okay if it's a women's ref. I don't know the answer to that. I shall be paying closer attention to that. So anyway, yes, it's a good self-improvement point, isn't it? Self-improvement, personal development, goal achievement. Football could follow the model that that rugby uses, sorry. That model is already in play in rugby, has been for many years, and it's shown to be working. So football, if they choose, could achieve the same goal by following the model that is already there. Now that is a goal achievement technique, something I mention in my 8-step goal achievement formula, which you can see over at transformyourlifenow.com. And in looking at rugby, it's to do with respect, integrity, and the way things are done. Integrity for others, integrity for the sport, and integrity for yourself, which is something else I talk about when it comes to the personal development, self-improvement side of things. To have this foundation base about integrity to yourself, to the real, genuine, authentic, passionate you. So anyway, that's covered a few subjects, hasn't it? Sport, integrity, respect, goal achievement, personal development, etc., etc. Right, I've been going on for long enough. Slipped into waffle mode. Whew, that was a lot of rugby I watched over the weekend as well, by the way. 5 full games of rugby, 2 hours each. That's 10 hours of sport. I couldn't watch the Ireland-England game in the women's tournament because that was only available to Sky customers, which I was a bit annoyed about, but then that's my choice for being a tight arse and not signing up for Sky subscription. Anyway, signing off for now. Hope all is well with you. Wishing you health and happiness. And it's the Super Bowl tonight, by the way. The Super Bowl. That's 4 hours of sport, television overnight. That's just one game. Anyway, looking forward to that as well. Signing off for now. I'll speak to you again soon.